been a long time since I vlogged, and I hope that the sound quality is okay because it is hot AF here, and I have the air conditioning running in the living room, so I don't know. It's audibly loud to me, so I'm sure the microphone's picking it up. Anyway, so last time I talked to you guys, I think, was right around the time of the CrossFit Games. So that was a month ago already, which is crazy to think that. It is still summer here. It is still hot here. What has happened? So we sold my dad's house, which I told you. We closed in early August on that, and then I paid his bills, and then last week I paid my brothers their share of the real estate, and then I paid myself, and then I filed the papers to close the estate. So I'm just waiting now for the probate registrar to tell me whether or not she has everything she needs in order to do that, and I'm hopeful that I have everything because yeah, otherwise it's annoying. Looking forward to fall because I hate summer, which is why I live here. Ordered new windows for the condo. I just did that last week. I was not expecting them to be able to come out and like measure and get everything they needed so quickly. So I literally like texted the guy, and then he was here like a half an hour later. So got that going. So new windows should get put in sometime this fall. Like they say to prepare for like 12 to 14 weeks for windows, but right now on average, I guess they're coming in like 5 to 8 weeks. So hopefully by Christmas time, there are new windows here, which would be really nice. CrossFit's going well. What else? Kitty's good. We had services for my dad and Claire last week on Friday, on the 20th. So my dad's youngest brother came out from New York, and he brought my cousin. It's the first time she's ever been to Wisconsin, and then the first time she's met my brothers. So it was nice to have them. It was really cool. Like, and then I don't know how I feel right now, because like, how do I want to say this? So I was there when my dad died. I watched him die, not to be morbid. And so I know he died, right? Like, it wasn't like I didn't know he had died and then found out at the funeral. But now it's like he's really dead because we had a funeral. And so before, I guess he was only sort of dead or something. And I totally understand, like, I don't know if it's closure, I don't know what it is, but then I was sort of like in charge of the funeral, and so, and we didn't have a funeral, right? Like neither Claire nor my dad wanted to have a funeral, and so we did just graveside stuff, and then like the honor guard came, and they did a phenomenal job, and you know, all the stuff that my dad would have wanted, right? So, but then I just, like, when you're in charge of the funeral, like, you don't get to be the person who gets to stand there and like cry about it in a weird way. Like, you're the person who is usually like talking and organizing and doing all the things. So I haven't really had a chance to, like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if I'm sad, I don't know if I'm angry, like, am I mad, am I tired? Like, I'm not sure yet, so I have to figure that out. So hopefully in the next few weeks I'm able to figure that out. My mom is coming to visit. She's trying to anyway, like in a week or so, like the week of Labor Day. So a little bit, yeah, just like a week, I guess it is. So she's gonna try to get here to visit, because there's like an artisan festival that she wanted to go to that's in my neighborhood, and so that's what we're gonna do. Other than that, things are pretty status quo. Work is really good. I started my new job on August 3rd. I'm learning a lot, and I'm terrified all at the same time because it's so different than what I'm used to, and I feel like I'm missing something. Like, it's not that, it's just such a different part of the process, right, that it seems too easy, and I feel like I'm like, okay, there's got to be something more I'm supposed to be doing right now. And you know, and I know that that's just part of it's because I'm still kind of training and learning, and so it'll probably get there for me soon. But yeah, anyway, Um, Back to CrossFit and my nutrition, because that was something that I left you guys kind of with the last time I talked to you. So I've decided to change um, my nutritional approach and go with a company called RP Strength, and very popular, very common, commonly found, right, with CrossFitters, other types of athletes. And they have two different versions of their program. They have the old school like templates, and then they have what is the app, right, that you put on your phone. And so I've decided to go with the app, and it's a lot of like same concept, right, of like tracking your stuff. So you log all your food in. It tells you exactly what to eat, like how much and when, which is really nice. And so there's no guesswork. Not that I ever had that problem, but it definitely has, it gives me a different approach than the person that I have worked with previously on nutrition, who does work more with bodybuilders and powerlifters and stuff versus CrossFitters. And so it's giving me a shit ton more food, like, which is nice. And so my performance is really good right now, and I'm still dropping weight. So in the first week, I think I lost like 5 pounds in the first week, which is the most in one, that mostly water, right? Understand that, right, guys? Like that's not all of that is fat loss. Like majority of that is water, right? And that's kind of what you experience whenever you kind of change your diet around, right, and get yourself into a different type of calorie deficit. So but yeah, so I'm really happy with it so far, and it's easy and I don't have to think, and I'm not so hyper focused on it, like where I just know that these are the times, because you program it, you tell the app like all your habits, right? So you tell the app, what do you guys think of my hair, now that since we're talking about it? So I just got back from seeing my hair girl, and I had her take me back to my natural color. So back to brown for fall. We got rid of the blonde. But anyway, back to RP. So you tell it your habits. So it asks me, what time of the day do you wake up? Well, I don't even wake up till 7:30. Why? Because I don't go to bed till 11. And then I train at night. I train at 6 p.m. And then I work during the day. And so you program all of that stuff in there, and then it times out your meals for you, and then like the exact like nutrition that you should have, right? So your macronutrients, so your carbs, your fats, your proteins throughout the day. And so it's been really good, and I feel really good about it. Like it feels like it's enough, but not too much. I'm not, yeah, you get hungry sometimes between your meals, especially if you have one that's like a little bit longer spaced out, but most of my meals are only like 3 hours apart, and it's like I eat one, and by the time I'm done, it's almost time to eat again, right? So I've really enjoyed that. So I'm having a really good time with that for now. And so, but again, it was really more about like my performance. Weight loss is still the goal. So I have, like 20 pounds or something, and it tells you, like, you can set like when do you want to be at your goal. So I will be at my goal, provided everything goes as planned, by November 15th, which I think is really cool, right? Because it's like, if you do this, this will happen, and then you will get there. And so I think that I like having that, like, okay, I'm done on November 15th, and then you switch to maintenance or whatever. And but then every week, depending on where your weight's at, it will ask you, like, do you want to reduce like your nutrients, to get faster weight loss, or do you want to stay where you are? And so far, I've just stayed where I'm at, because I am dropping like 2 pounds, whatever, except for the first week was a lot, but like 2 pounds a week. So really, really, really cool with that. Like, I love that. You do have to be somewhat disciplined with that though, because like if you are like, oh no, I'll just stay where I'm at, like, you're gonna just push out your goal, right? So you do have to be like super realistic about it. Like, okay, like I'm good. And it's nice because like I can keep where I'm at now, because it is it's a little bit more carbs, a little bit less fat than I wish I had, right? Because you have no idea how quickly you can burn through 50 grams of fat. Like, it's crazy. But lots of protein, like 160 grams of protein. Love that. Love the carb action. I think I'm like 130 grams or something. But staying here also gives me a little bit more flexibility, like for when my mom comes, because we'll probably eat out at least once, and I'll have enough there, to be able to do that and not go completely off the rails, right? And then I can adjust down later if I want to. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. Really happy with that decision, if I have not expressed that adequately so far. Training is going really well. Yesterday, we had a gymnastics clinic at the box, which was awesome. So we were working specifically on toes to bar, which is exactly what it sounds like. For those of you who do not know, I will go ahead and insert a video of someone doing toes to bar right here, so you can see what I'm talking about. Really not a, I mean, it's a hard skill, right? And you have to have core strength, and you have to have, like hip flexor mobility, and you have to have, good shoulder strength and all those things. And so I lack shoulder strength. That's one of my things from having surgery. And then I also lack, to a certain extent, core strength, which is strange because I have a really heavy back squat and I have a really nice deadlift, and that's a trick, right? It's not about how strong your legs are, it's how strong is your core. I mean, your legs and your, obviously play into that a little bit, right, with your back squat, but this midline stability plays a huge role in that, and also in deadlifting. And so it's always been a little frustrating, but like yesterday I felt like I made some really good progress on that skill. So I'm gonna commit to doing gymnastics stuff once a week, and you only really drill that for 10 minutes. Because otherwise you're exhausted and your form goes to shit, and then what's the point of learning it and having shitty form? There's just not at all. So yeah, so that was really cool. And then I think we're going to do another one in a couple weeks. I think it's going to be more of a pull-up clinic, and then they're going to do muscle up they're trying to do this progression stuff right now. So that's been really cool to see some of that stuff coming. Other than that, things are normal, I guess. It is 84 degrees out right now. It is hot as shit outside because it rained, so it's super humid. I think we're going to get more rain tonight. If there is anyone watching that is in Louisiana, and I don't know if the power is still on, I think it might be. Please be careful. Please be careful. We don't need any drama. That's a big storm. It's a really big storm, and I've been watching it. I like the weather, right? So I watch the weather channels, weather reports quite a bit. So please go inside and don't come out until they tell you it's okay. Don't go back. Do all the things, right, that the people are telling you. But I did, listen to an interview by, I don't know who it is, maybe the governor of Louisiana, and he was talking about the levee system and about how all the investment in that they feel it's going to do exactly what they said it was going to do when they spent $15 billion, redoing all the levees and stuff. And so they said it would be tested, but they were really, really hopeful that everything was actually going to work exactly the way they're expecting. So I really do hope that is the case. All right. Well, that's all I got today, guys. As soon as it cools off, I'm going to go for a walk because it is my rest day. But I hope you're all doing well. Stay safe out there, and have a nice day. I'll see you soon. Bye.